When you're working on your emergency preparedness plans, you may be concerned about where you're going to get all the different things that you have learned that you might need. And you also may be concerned about the amount of money that it's going to cost to put everything together. So one of the things that I want to remind you is that emergency preparedness does not mean go out, spend a ton of money, and go broke trying to be prepared. It means doing a little bit at a time, mindfully being prepared, because the best time to plan for an emergency is before there is one. Hello, friends. I am Mira Dessy. I am the founder of the Preparedness Pantry Masterclass. And today I'm going to be talking to you about some things that you can get at the dollar store. And it doesn't really matter which dollar store you have in your area. Every dollar store is different, even within the same chain. So the items that I'm going to show you today are possibly not things that you will have at yours, or you may have other things at yours that I don't have at mine. I just went and picked up a few random things so that I could show you some ideas for things that you could purchase. This is all less than $20, what I'm going to show you today. Okay, so the first thing that we have, safety goggles. These are something that I encourage you to get to keep in your car for emergency preparedness in case you are out somewhere, you're in some kind of a condition where you need to protect your eyes. So having a pair of safety goggles, never a bad thing. In my house, we have them obviously in the garage. My husband uses them if he's sawing or cutting things up or whatever to protect his eyes. So I can always go get a pair if I need to. But if I'm out on the road, I want to make sure that I have something in case I need it. Another thing that I encourage you to have is a lighter. I particularly like this kind of lighter because it's a long barrel lighter rather than a small lighter. This is not something I would encourage you to keep in your car. This would go in a go bag so that you've got it ready to go when you grab the bag and you have to leave. You never know when you're going to have to build a fire, and you want to make sure that you have something. If you don't have a striker, if you don't have a lighter, if you don't have matches, if you've got one of these in your bag, then you're good and you'll be able to provide hopefully warmth and fire if you need it. Another thing that is always a good idea is a little mini flashlight. This is an LED flashlight. Everything I'm showing you here, by the way, costs $1.25 for each of these items. So it's not very much money to get started. So this little mini flashlight is great. It is 100 lumens, so it's fairly bright, and it uses 3 AAA batteries. This is something that I keep in the car. And that way, if I'm out and the car breaks down or I have some kind of an emergency, I am guaranteed to have a flashlight. Now, some of you are probably thinking, I have a flashlight on my phone. I don't need a flashlight like this. Very true. The challenge is the flashlight on your phone uses your battery. So in an emergency situation, one of the things you want to do is, very first thing, put your phone in low power mode. And do not use your phone to keep checking things obsessively or to use it for the flashlight, because you're just going to run down your battery. So you want to conserve battery as much as possible. Now, in addition to this flashlight, I also encourage having a headlamp flashlight. This one takes also 3 AAA batteries. And the reason I like this is because you can strap it on and then you have a light focused on wherever you're going. You can be hands-free if you happen to need both of your hands to do something. So having more than one light source and having one that's on a headband, always a good idea. Now, another thing that I like to include is a pair of gloves. This will go in my car, and that's because you never know when you're going to need to protect your hands. These are vinyl gloves. They're not very strong. They're not heavy duty. I do encourage you to have a pair of heavy duty gloves in your car as well, by the way. But these are a good choice if you need to protect your hands while you're in an emergency situation. This particular one is non-sterile, powder-free. It's ambidextrous, so it fits either hand. Just if you need to protect your hands from something that's dirty or whatever, you've got that so that you can keep them clean and as sanitary as possible. Another thing that you can get at the dollar store for $1 is bungee cords. And this goes in the car. There are 3 bungee cords in here, 1 very thin one and 2 thicker ones, 1 short, thick one, and 1 longer, thick one. Bungee cords are great if you have to strap things together, strap something down, whatever. This belongs in your car so that you've always got it. You don't have to worry about it. So those are some of the things that I encourage for outdoors type focused things. There's one more thing that goes along with that, and that's paracord. I've seen a lot of paracord bracelets, and truthfully, they look really cool. I actually have a friend whose wife makes paracord bracelets. The challenge is I don't know how to make one, and I'm not quite sure I know how to take them apart. So I'd rather just have a little thing of paracord that I can keep in my car or in my go bag, either one. And one of the nice things about paracord is that if you need to, you can actually take it apart if you need more than this is. This happens to be 25 feet of paracord. So this is 25 feet. If I needed more than that, I could try and pick it apart. And so I could get a little bit more out of it. I also like that it comes with a winder. So once I start opening this up, I can wind it around this and keep it straight and untangled. So paracord, definitely a good thing to have. Now, one of my favorite things to get at the dollar store, especially after Halloween, is to go get glow bracelets. And I love these things, talk about them all the time in the preparedness pantry class, in my 10 tips for emergency preparedness. That's the free module in the class. So these are great because you can put them around things you do not want to trip over, like small children, dark colored pets, things that are in the way, newel posts, etc., things that you might not see in the dark. Having a little glow light bracelet around it, lit up, of course, will help prevent you from tripping and breaking something. So good idea to have those. I also like the idea, speaking of lights, of this push light. This is great to have if you are in the car or whatever, and you need to see something. You don't want to keep turning the car on and off if you happen to be stranded. So if you have one of these in your car and it's got batteries in it, that's the point. I'm going to take all of these things out of their containers and put the batteries in them and put them either in my bag or in my car. But this is great for being able to light something up so that you can see without using fuel, without running down your car battery. Now, for the personal care side of things, I do also recommend getting whatever you can for your first aid kit at the dollar store. My dollar store, when I went this time, this is what they had. So this is paper tape, good for bandaging, securing a bandage on a wound or something like that. This one happens to be safe for sensitive skin because it is paper. So that's great, not latex. And then this is waterproof foam tape. So these two will be added to my first aid kit. Always good to have those. And then the other thing that I get is tape, just regular tape. You never know when you're going to need it. I actually think that having a little bit of regular Scotch type tape or also having duct tape is a good idea. So that would be something helpful to have. They did not happen to have duct tape at my Dollar Tree this time. So I did get some clear tape though. So that's great. And then I didn't see this at the bottom. These are more glow sticks. These are lanyard-style glow sticks. So if you happen to be in the dark, you can put them on, they come on a cord, little lanyard. You can light them up so that you can see people if you happen to be with a group. So all of this costs less than $20, and it is something that is a good addition to add to your preparedness plan, because the very best time to plan for an emergency is before there is one. Down below, I have a link to the free module in the Preparedness Pantry Masterclass. I hope you will take it and take the time to prepare for you and your family. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to click and subscribe down below. Thanks, folks. Bye.